Hi everyone, Ryan here from Fight Game Analysis, and today we are going to be talking about the fight that just wrapped up between Errol Spence Jr. and Yordenis Ugas. But before we jump into that, if you enjoyed the content, please go ahead and click on the like button and also subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate your support. Errol Spence Jr., man, he is the truth. He is the truth. I mean, what more can you say? They talk about he's going to be different after the car accident. Comes out there and proves him wrong. Shows up at the weigh-in yesterday. I thought he looked phenomenal, but all of a sudden this talk starts about the fact that he looks weight trained. I think we can safely say that he dispelled those rumors with the performance that he put on tonight. Man, the dude is something else. You know, I said in the lead up to this fight, I said in the preview and analysis video that a man could not beat Spence standing in front of him. You can't just stand in front of Errol Spence and think that you're going to beat him. Man, if you're at 147 pounds, this dude is too strong. His work rate is way too high. The way he mixes up his shots, the way he goes about his business is just, it's far too good. Now you look at this fight, he comes out, and in the first round, real competitive. Now I ended up giving it to Spence. You wanted to give it to Ugas, I guess. Maybe you could make that case. But nevertheless, it was a competitive round. They both came out. They were working at distance. They were landing their jabs. Particularly going to the body back and forth. Both of them were landing a lot. Ugas was trying to land the right hand. Did a couple times here and there. Spence was going with the left. Back and forth a lot. But I would say about a minute left in the second round. All of a sudden, it just clicked. Spence started to turn it up. Started to find his rhythm. Third, fourth, fifth. What you started to see was Errol Spence not even needing to use the jab. I talk about how he likes to use the jab, how he likes to set it up, frames everything that he does, then he comes in and does his good work. Didn't even need it anymore. Ugas abandoned his jab. Spence would just walk straight in and he did his work on the inside and it was phenomenal. Landing the left uppercut, landing the right hook, just mixing the shots up all together. You know, going into this fight, Ismail Salah said, Spence does great work on the inside, but Ugas does great work at mid-range. Making you think that he was going to be in there trying to take little half steps back. That he was going to try to keep the distance. Maybe he was going to use his jab to keep the distance. None of that happened. None of that happened. Spence walked right in. He was inside Ugas' kitchen and just doing nasty work. Just beating him up. Swelling the eye up. Sixth round. Ugas landed some nice shots. Pop landed a nice little right hand. Knocked Errol Spence's mouthpiece out. And then in the confusion right afterwards, Spence openly admitted after the fight that he was not defending himself. Ugas kept punching, landed a nice right hand, sent Errol Spence against the ropes. Could have made the argument that he was a little bit staggered. Could have made the argument that he was a little bit hurt. He said he wasn't. Either way, by the end of the round, Spence was coming back strong and just continued to beat him up all the way until they ended up stopping him. Man, he swelled that eye completely shut. It was just a story of absolute dominance for the most part, right? He just went in there, pretty much did exactly what he wanted. Now, one of the things that I found interesting was, I want to say it was after the 7th round or after the 8th round, he was in the corner. His trainer, Derek James, was talking to Spence and he said, you know how we keep his hands busy. Something to that effect, I'm paraphrasing. But what he was basically saying was, Spence had got caught by a shot. And he was basically telling him, don't worry about defending against the shot so much. Keep his hands busy through your offense, so that he can't even throw that punch in the first place. That's basically what he's telling him. Think about that. Go out there and be so busy with your punches, have your work rate so high that this dude can't even get his punches off. So you don't even need to worry about defending him. You know? Ugas, when he did throw his punches, he was accurate. He was selective with the shots. You know, he was landing some good ones here and there, landing some nice body shots. Towards the end of the fight, maybe that was like the 7th or 8th round, he landed a couple real good right hands to the body. Spence shut down his work rate for a little bit. You could tell that they hurt him. But overall, at the end of the day, man, he didn't even throw anywhere near enough punches, and it was because he was out there getting beat up. Like, Spence looked great, man. Talked about his conditioning coach, talked about his nutritionist. Once again, mentioned him how he lost weight the correct way. Made sure he drank enough water. Got exactly where he needed to be, and then he's got the microphone in front of him at the end of the night. And what does he do? He did exactly what everybody hoped he would do, called out Terrence Crawford. Man, that is the fight we've been wanting to see for a while. Hopefully, somehow, some way, the stars can align and we can get it, man. We can get that fight. Imagine we get to see Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford in the ring by the end of the year. It's 2022. Maybe October, November, we get to see these two square off. Man, that would be a phenomenal fight. The one we all been waiting for. We could finally crown the king of the division. And it's funny because you can tell right now, Spence is undisputed, right? He's got all these belts. But everybody knows that it's not really the belts that matter. No matter how much you look at those belts, everybody knows that there's Terrence Crawford standing over there. And it's really, really, really difficult to call yourself the best at 147 pounds. The absolute best undisputed until you beat that man. So, I don't know. I don't even know who I'm leaning towards going into that one. It's like you got the recency bias because just after coming off that fight with Spence, it's like, how could you ever go against dude? But it's like all I have to do is go back and watch some Terrence Crawford fights, and I'd say the same thing. How do you ever go against him? So, man, they put that one together. It is going to be a phenomenal fight. Just a great performance overall by Spence. He came in there and he just did exactly what we thought he was going to do, but he did it at just such a high level against such a high quality opponent. My hat's off to him. Great performance. So, let me know what you guys thought. Did you think he was going to use the jab a little bit more? Did you think what happened? Did you think that if Ugas would have opened up with his shots a little bit more, the fight could have went differently? Did you think he was going to get the knockout? He was calling for it. Guys say a lot. I wasn't so sure, but he went out there and he just cranked the volume up, Terminator style, aggressive through the roof, applying the pressure, and just got him out of there. And is the Crawford fight going to happen? Is it talk? I mean, it's not talk in the sense that I'm sure that Errol wants it, but can behind the scenes, can they put everything together? Can the promoters work? Can the networks figure things out? Can they make the fight happen? Let me know what you guys think.